Hey guys, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today I'd like to answer this question. Someone was saying that my dentist is telling me that I need to stop being stressed. But how can you really stop being stressed? Is it really possible to stop being stressed? Actually, you can't stop being stressed. Let's just be honest. Stress will always be there. Stress is just something which reminds you that something is not going well. Let's just give the logical example of stress. Let's say financial stress. Let's say you're supposed to pay your bills by the end of the week, and then you don't have any money. Of course, you'll have financial stress because you need that house, you need those bills so that you can at least cater for your basic needs. So stress will always be there. Let's say you are in election season and there's this side and this side, people are just talking about everything. Of course, there's that little bit of stress or that little bit of uncertainty. So now when you're a teeth grinder and then you're being told that this thing is stress induced, then you're like, then it's not possible for me to stop because stress is just a normal way of life. Yes, that's very, very true. You cannot really stop stress. But the thing is, you're not being told another side of stress. There are two types of stress. There is normal stress because of normal life experiences. And many people cope with this stress differently. But they cope with it by dealing with the stressor. Let's say if it's finances. If you can deal with them now, you can take a loan, but you are still dealing with them. But now, other people, and also people cope with it differently. People may have a drink, someone may call a friend, someone may may pray. Like people just cope with this stress differently. For you, you may, of course, grind your teeth. So now, what happens is that level of stress is okay, and you'll realize that grinding your teeth when you have this normal stress, you will not grind your teeth excessively. You may grind it for like 3-4 seconds and then you stop. Like it won't really have that negative effect in your life because you are dealing with the stress. Like you are stressed, yes, anxious, and then you grind it for a few seconds and then you resolve the problem. You move on. So it's not about stress ending. It's about now realizing that there is another stress which is now driving this habit to become unconscious, or even most of our habits to become unconscious. This is now the memory of the stress we've encountered in the past, which we've never made peace with. So let's go to that example of our finances. So let's say you clear your finances. Let's not even go far back. Let's say you clear your finances, right? Let's say you have financial stress and then you are able to manage your bills by doing a few things. So of course you'll be at peace. You'll be like, that's it. But sometimes actually, when you've really been in these situations for a very long time and you don't have that emotional mastery, you end up carrying this stress to the next month, right? So you've dealt with the cause of the stress, but you're still carrying the memory of the stress because you've not made peace with it. So when you carry a lot of memories of the stress, it will simply mean that you are chronically stressed, or you are constantly under stress, or your body, your mind is constantly under stress even when the stressor is gone. Now go back and put this to 20 years, 30 years of stress you've never really processed. You're still keeping memories of them. So what happens is it will mean that your body will be under constant stress and anxiety. So that body being under this constant stress and anxiety now means that you'll always end up unconsciously grinding your teeth because the stress which you never process ends up just being bottled deep inside, or now being stored in the subconscious part of your mind. Hope that makes sense. So the stress you are not processing fully end up becoming stored in your mind, and now your mind, to ease this tension, ends up picking something which you adopted as a stress response, or which you've been using it, and now for you it is teeth grinding. So now that's why it ends up becoming chronic, like because the stress is still there. So if the stress is there, the coping mechanism is there. If the stress is processed, the coping mechanism will not be there, or the coping mechanism now will reduce it frequency. Hope that makes sense. I think the best is, let's look at someone who's addicted to alcohol. Yes, they started this drinking because it was offering a relief from the stress, but now the stresses piled up, and the more stresses piled up, the bottles are also piling up, to the point where the mind has gotten accustomed to alcohol to relieve the stress, nothing else. It cannot see beyond it. Now the same thing for you with teeth grinding. The mind has gotten accustomed to stress. Teeth grinding is just triggering what's already there. That's why when you are told that stop stress, it's not really stopping the stress. It's just you understanding the types of stress you are going through. If it's if a normal stressing event, like let's say not having enough money to pay bills next week, is driving you into this spiral of grinding your teeth, it simply means that it is not that event which is stressing you. It is that event which is triggering past stress, and that is the past stress now you have to work on. Because once you work on this past stress, it's like you're telling the mind that, hey, I am making peace with the memories of the stress from the past, and now I want to be facing normal daily stress as they come. That's just basically what healing is. And then now, once you've already dealt with the past stress, it will mean two things. One is your teeth grinding your chronic teeth grinding may stop completely, or you end up grinding your teeth but with less frequency, or with kind of what you can call mild bruxism or harmless bruxism, because it will just be like, yes, you are stressed because of a financial thing or a relationship thing which is happening now, but you'll just be looking at it, looking to resolve it, and you may grind your teeth a little bit because of your anxiety and stress, but after that you find a solution, you move on. So it will not really be seeping into the unconscious. It will be more conscious, because the more you become conscious of your teeth grinding, you understand that the more you put your attention in it, it stops, because it's like you are seeing it happening, you can't stop it. But now, because you've ignored it for a very long time, it's become unconscious, like it's happening behind the scenes without you being aware. So when you are told to stop stress and you can't really stop it, it's time to seek help to really investigate the nature of the stress you are currently experiencing in life. Is it because it's triggering some stress you've never processed, or is it something else? And another thing is, that's why, also I want to mention this, working with clients in the past, yes, they were having a lot of stress and they were chronically grinding their teeth, and then once we deal with the past stress, what happens is they still ground their teeth, but the frequency reduced. And now what happens is the mind will now, it's like the mind is kind of relearning, like, oh yeah, I don't really need to grind my teeth. And it will get to the point where you may also you may drop this grinding your teeth completely and pick another coping mechanism or another healthier alternative. It's the same thing with people who drink. Sometimes when they deal with these underlying issues, which is now this pile up stress, they may end up drinking, and now they realize that actually all along drinking was not the problem. It was the thing which was leading to it being addictive or chronic. Same thing with your teeth grinding. You may realize that it's not actually a problem, it's just the thing which led it to become chronic. Hope I've explained that as much as I can, guys, and hope you found that informative. So feel free to share. So stress never really goes away, but what goes away is making peace with the stress in the past, so that we can handle stress as it comes. Until next time, guys, have a nice day.